Hola muchachos y muchachas. Estoy en la página de Blackboard. This is your recorded class for Thursday, February 4th. And so I'm just showing you what is due still for this week. For today, you guys had to do the gramaticales dos. You were working on your artículos definidos e indefinidos, and then a ready and learn it for the new vocabulary that I'll be teaching you today. And then you also had a gender and number of nouns practice. I'll be reviewing that in a second. And then also the estereotipos discussion board. So please make sure that you have all of that in. You are taking a quiz in MindTap on gender and number of nouns by Sunday at 11:59. So make sure that you note that, because usually our assignments are due on Mondays, but quizzes are usually due on Sundays. And then for Monday, our new assignments, we have Exploraciones Léxicas dos. We're working with los adjetivos, adjectives now. And then you're just getting ready to learn Exploraciones Gramaticales tres. And that's all due by Monday. So what I want to do now is review the practice that you had for the gender and number of nouns. So numero uno, just make sure that you check your answers and that you already submitted this. As I said in the syllabus, usually you get 100 for full effort for stuff like this, because I know that you may have mistakes and I'm not looking for perfection on these specific practices where you're engaging something that I taught you. But make sure that you check your answers after, because when I do go over them, I expect that from you. So numero uno, we have o and os. That's going to be masculino. Usually words that end in o or os are masculino. And then numero dos, sion. Remember I told you in class that sion and siones are the equivalent of shun, like vacation, vacación. And those are always femenino. Tad and tades. Like if I say libertad, freedom, that's femenino. Those are always feminine words that end in tad. Programa, for example, ama or amas, even though those end in an am, in an a, those are masculine. So we say el programa de televisión, el programa. So that's one of our exceptions. Hora or horas, por ejemplo, profesora or señora, those are femenino. Número cinco. Número seis, we have a and as, femenino. Sion and siones, kind of like CION. But if I say diversión, it's la diversión, just like CION, SION is also femenino. And remember that you lose your accent when it becomes plural. Señor or señores, for example, for número ocho, es masculino. Problema, mi problema, el problema. So Emma or emas, another one that ends in a, but it's actually masculino. So el problema or los problemas, un problema, unos problemas. Dad and dades, femenino. Comunidad, la comunidad is the community, las comunidades. So then here we have some more examples. We have estación, número uno, femenino. Colegio, high school or private high school, not college. Universidad is college, masculino. Amistades, that dad or dades, femenino. Profesores, masculino. Poema, so remember words that end in an A are usually feminine, but since it's ema, either ama or ema, that's masculino. El poema, los poemas. Obsesiones, remember sion or siones, femenino. Ciudad, dad en español es la ciudad, femenino. Doctora, femenino. Escuela, femenino. Programas, remember amas or emas, those are our exceptions, that those are masculino. And then down here we have some exceptions. We have noche, femenino, la noche. Sofá, that's one of our exceptions. El sofá. Remember, there aren't a lot of exceptions, so don't think that you have to remember all these exceptions. There just are some. So sofá is another one. It's el sofá. Lápiz, el lápiz. Snorkels can help you with that one. Flor. Snorkels will not help you with this one because flor is actually femenino, la flor. árboles, los árboles. Ends in an L for árbol, one árbol, and so that would be masculino. Mes, el mes. If we're ever talking about the days of the week or the months of the year, they're always masculino. El lunes, el martes, enero, febrero. So all of the months and days of the week are usually masculine. Mes is a month. Nube, la nube. That's a cloud in the sky. El mapa, masculino. Las tardes, when you say buenas tardes, that's why you're saying buenas, not buenos, because tardes is femenino. But when you say buenos días, días is, remember, days of the week and months of the year, masculino, it's buenos días. So buenos días, buenas tardes, femenino. Cama, femenino, la cama, the bed. Mano, la mano. Even though it ends in an O, this is one of our exceptions. It's actually in our list above. Lápices, los lápices, or unos lápices, masculino. Días, remember, days of the week, months of the year, los días. Lápices, again, perdón, it's masculino, and then clases, femenino, las clases. That looks like that's all for that worksheet. So please just check your answers on those. Just want to make sure that you understood what I was saying about the numbers last night. Remember, you're supposed to know about up to 100 now. So we want to know that we have 10. And I told you to watch that Basho video with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I would love if someone could do that in class for me next week. That would be really impressive. So you have 10, and remember it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, but then when it becomes 16, you could either say 16, or you can also write it like this, 16, and there's an accent on that one. There's only about 4 numbers in Spanish from 1 to a billion that have accents, and 16 is one of them. So then remember 17, 18, 19, and then we have 20. And remember the vein in your eye, so you know how to spell it, 20. And so that one, we could either do it like this, 21, or we could also write it like this, 21. Either one is correct. And then you have 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Count for me, please. And then we have 30. And then, ¿cómo se dice 31 en español? We have 31, 32, 33. So it just adds on. Same thing. And then we cannot combine with the 21. We can make it one word, but after 29, we can't do that anymore. So 31, there's no combined. It's just 1, 2, 3 words like that. That only happens with 21. It happens with 16, 17, 18, 19. But after 29, we have to write it like this, 31. We don't have that combination for one word. 40, 40. And then you have 41. What is 44? We have 44. And then we have 50. And then we want 51, 52. What about 56? That would be 56. All those 3 words again, we can't combine. 60, 61, 62. What about 68? 68. 70. So we have 60, think of 6, 60, and then 70, 77, 70. It has kind of that ring in there. 71, 72. How about 79? We have 79. And then 80. Think of 8, but that's 80, 80. We have 81, 82. How about 85? We have 85. And then we have 90. 91, 92, 93, 94. How about 87? Or, perdón, 97. 97. es correcto. And then we have 100. And so 100 is only for 100 even. If we have 101, 102, it becomes ciento. So we have 101, 102, 103, 104, but just 100 and just 100 flat is 100. Okay, so make sure you review these numbers. Try to listen to that Basho video. In class, I'm gonna do a little bit of testing you informally so that if you get put on the spot, I want you to know your numbers. Gracias. So we are working on Exploraciones Léxicas 2, and these are the adjetivos. So what I'd like you to do normally when you start a vocabulary section is play the audio and repeat after the speaker. So I'm going to do that now just to model for you for the future. So this is how all your mind tap activities start, where you have the pictures and you have the words. So let's just repeat after the speaker. I'll stop and make some comments along the way. And also you want to jot down these vocabulary words so you can know them for moving forward.
El hombre.
We have el hombre, the man.
La mujer.
La mujer, the woman. Remember that J is like an H sound.
Calvo.
Calvo, for a man or a woman, it's bald. And then we would say calva for a woman. So as you notice, there's two forms of the adjectives for some of them. Actually, there's four, because if we had two males, it would be calvos. And if we had two females, it would be calvas. So there's going to be four forms, and we'll talk about that moving forward. But just notice that for now.
Calva. Alto. Alta.
We have alto, alta, tall.
Feo. Fea.
Feo, fea is ugly.
Grande. Rubio.
Rubio, with that rubio, that's blonde.
Rubia. Bajo. Baja.
So bajo es el opuesto, the opposite, de alto, of tall. So it's short, bajo or baja for a woman.
Bonito. Bonita.
Bonito, bonita, pretty.
Pequeño. Pequeña.
Pequeño or pequeña, ña, that's small. So grande or pequeño.
Pelirrojo. Pelirroja.
Pelirrojo, pelirroja. So instead of rubio, we have pelirrojo, redhead, or pelirroja.
La niña.
La niña, the girl.
Moreno.
So now we have another hair color. We have moreno or morena. That's just dark hair, brown hair, black hair.
Morena. El niño.
El niño, the child, is a boy now. We had la niña before.
Viejo. Vieja.
Viejo, vieja, that is old.
Delgado. Delgada.
Delgado is the word for thin, a thin person, or delgada. So, and then we have some more descripciones here. We have bueno and malo. We have opuestos. So we'll be working on those in class on Tuesday as well. Just make sure you know good and bad. We have cruel and cariñoso. So cruel is cruel or mean, and then cariñosa or cariñoso is affectionate, or someone that's the opposite of cruel. Then el opuesto de cruel. We have generoso, generous, or generosa. Remember that G is like an H sound, generosa. And then we have egoísta. We have someone who's more selfish and self-centered versus someone who's generous. Idealista, realista. So we have someone who's idealist, and someone who's more with reality, or a realist. Inteligente or tonto. So we have intelligent and not so intelligent. We have interesante and aburrido. Someone who no es interesante is aburrido, boring. We have optimista and pesimista. Optimistic, pessimistic. Liberal or conservador. And this could be with political beliefs. It could just be the way you live your life in general, liberal and conservador or conservadora. Paciente, patient or impaciente. Serio, cómico. Serious and then someone who's more funny, serio or cómico. Tímido, sociable. So someone who's shy or timid, and then someone who's more outgoing or social, sociable. Then we have other descripciones here. We have agresivo, agresiva, amable, antipático, atlético, atlética, difícil, difícil, fácil, famoso, famosa, honesto, honesta, nuevo, nueva, perezoso, perezosa, pobre, rico, rica, simpático, simpática, trabajador, trabajadora, corto, and this is not short as in height, it's short in length, like a ruler, for example, or a pen, or a house. Then we have gordo, gordo, guapo, guapo, joven, largo. So largo es el opuesto de corto, long. Then we have words like muy, when you say like muy bien, estoy muy bien, pero, but, un poco, if I say un poco mal, or un poco fea, un poco rico, a little bit, that can go before your adjectives. And then también significa also, and y es el último. Okay, so these are some of your adjectives. We'll be working more on these in class when I see you on Tuesday. And if you have any questions, always you can mandarme un correo electrónico, un email. Muchas gracias, estudiantes. Adiós.